Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we have a very exciting video. This here is a 2025 M8 Competition xDrive, and in this video we're going to be checking it out. We're going to Dragy test it and just kind of see how the new M8 performs. So I'm super excited. If you guys are new to my channel, I personally own a 2024 BMW M2, and I don't have a lot of experience with the bigger bodied M cars. So I'm very curious to see how this drives, how it performs, the sound and all that stuff, because obviously this one has a twin turbo V8. This is in Isle of Man green. This one does have the Pilot Sport 4S tires. Now this is an M8 Gran Coupe, so they make the M8 in both a coupe, obviously 2-door, and then also a Gran Coupe, which is the 4-door. Very cool, sleek style. We got the quad tip exhaust in the back, signature of the modern day M's. You got the quad tips. Obviously you can see the M8 Competition badge. We got the nice little spoiler. It's got the nice sloping like roof design. That's why they call it a Gran Coupe, because it's like a coupe roof design. Now obviously, you know, it sacrifices a little bit of rear headroom when you have that roof design, but it looks really good nonetheless. Super nice interior. It says M8 Competition on there. We got leather up top here, leather down here, leather all through here. It's got a power rear sunshade, obviously automatic up down for all four windows, memory seats on the driver and passenger. You can see the seats right there. These are Napa leather seats, if I'm not mistaken, or there might be merino leather seats. I'll double check for you guys. You got the M steering wheel. This one does not have the carbon fiber, so it has the normal size paddles, but a beautiful looking steering wheel. This is the same steering wheel that you get in pretty much all the M cars. This one does have adaptive cruise control and lane centering and all that good stuff. We got the sport pedals down there, leather on the dashboard, leather underneath here. Obviously this is a high-end car at MSRPs for around $150, so it's fully loaded. It's got all the luxury amenities that you'd expect. Soft closed doors. Let me show you guys that real quick. So that's really cool as well. All right, let's go ahead and start this car up. Sounds amazing. So this engine is called the S63 engine. Now, even though this is a 2025, it does have the older style of BMW interior. So it doesn't have that full screen that they have on all the new ones. It has the double screen, which some people actually might prefer, because it does still have a normal like gauge cluster right in the middle, and then it has the screen off to the side here. Some people don't like the big tacked on iPad or whatever they call it, but I think this design looks cool. I like the new design as well. My M2 has the new design, but this one still has some buttons. So you have like your heated and cooled seats right here, right? You got your heated and cooled seats, you know, dual zone climate control, all that good stuff. We got our wireless charging pad in here, 2 cup holders. I got the Dragy, because you know we're gonna get some Dragy runs in. This is all just like the modern day M cars right here. So you have like your push start button, all your M setup, the exhaust button. This one does have the full 360 camera, which is nice. So you can see we got the front and then the full 360 view. I love the 360. I wish my M2 was available with that. Obviously you got storage in here. This is a split fold. So if you're wondering how a tall person fits in this car, I'm 6'6" with a long torso, and my legs fit just fine. I have the seat not completely back, but it's pretty far back. And then since this does not have a sunroof, it has the carbon roof, I have plenty of headroom. You can see the headliner kind of dips in right here. So plenty of headroom in here. It's actually really comfortable. It feels actually it doesn't feel any more spacious than my M2 does in the front. That's a good thing, because the M2 has tons of room inside. And this also has tons of room inside. This part looks like it's a little closer on this car than my M2. Like this comes out a little closer, but it's pretty comfortable in here, and these seats definitely hold you in. You can see it has this nice design. Still got the plastic on it, but yeah, really nice seats. Since this is the Gran Coupe, let's go ahead and check out the back seat. So it's probably not a lot of room behind someone like me. You can see I'm very tall, so there's not a lot of leg room there. But you have the power sunshades, you have the leather all along the door, even leather down here. Like everything is completely coated in leather, which is really nice, obviously. So not a lot of space for someone tall like me sitting behind another 6'6" person, but you can see that seat's a little further up and there's more legroom on this side. And you have all the nice amenities in the back. You have heated seats, no ventilated seats, but you do have heated seats, dual zone climate control. You know, you got 2 USB-Cs back here. You got a fold down center armrest, so I'll show you guys that. So that's cool, that folds down. You got storage in there. You also have storage in here. So the backseat passengers have some pretty nice amenities. Now let's go and check out the trunk. So as you'd expect for a car like this, it has a powered trunk. It isn't a hatchback. It still has a normal trunk, not like an Audi A5 or an Audi A7. But there's a decent bit of room in here. It has a pretty big lip, so you can kind of put stuff deep in there. And you can see it goes in here pretty far. Pretty decent bit of trunk space. And then obviously you can just close it just like that. Checking under the hood here, this is that S63 twin turbo V8 I was telling you guys about. Makes 617 horsepower and I believe 553 pound-feet of torque. I'll double check, but great engine. We're gonna see how it performs on the road. All right, guys, I got you all set up on the POV hat. Now let's get to the best part of the video, taking this M8 for a spin. I'm gonna get the Dragy set up as well. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, I did drive it over here, so I drove it for a little bit, and first impressions are amazing. So smooth, the V8 sounds so good. It does nice pops and stuff, like when you downshift. Now, they're not like, my M2 has burbles. This has more like pops, not necessarily burbles. And then one thing that this car does that's kind of interesting is when you let go of the throttle, it does like a brap sound. See how the suspension handles these speed bumps? This is in comfort mode. You can definitely tell it's a pretty stiff suspension, but you know, it's an M car, so I'm not expecting it to be like super cushy, even though it is a big body M car. Throttle response is good, even in normal mode here. It just gets up and goes with no problem. Like I said, we're just in normal mode right now. I'll put it into the more sporty modes once we get going here. It's just so eager to just take off. Oh my goodness. So much torque.
The chassis twisted coming off the line.
And it sounds really good. It's a nice, it doesn't sound like an American V8, but it's like it's a nice hum of a V8 in the background, which is really nice. Do a little takeoff here. She moves. Oh god, this road sucks. So that was kind of interesting. So if that was in my car, if I would have floored it like that, it would have downshifted into first. But this car just kept it in second, probably because it does have so much torque, and just rode out second gear just like that. Okay, I think it's time for us to turn it up a notch. So let's go ahead and go into he has his M2 programmed. Let me show you guys how he has it programmed here. Sport plus everything, and then he has it in sequential mode with the third shift setting. So we are in manual, but I'm gonna switch it over into drive. So the car shifts itself. Right off the bat, throttle response is super eager. Ooh. Okay, this car is fast. Oh, brakes are amazing too. Slows down like nothing. These idiots. He definitely has the right of way, but you know, whatever. Oh my goodness. The throttle response is instant. In Sport Plus mode, it like just takes off like immediately. Like I just dip into it, boom, and we're off. And it has that little brap sound I was telling you guys about. You might not be able to hear it on camera, but it sounds really good. All right, see how it takes off in a corner here. Woo! Okay. So one thing I do notice as well is the gearing seems a little bit longer than my M2. The M2 seems like it goes through gears a little quicker. This one seems like the gears are a little bit longer. I mean, not that people cross shop an M8 to an M2, but I'm just sharing my experience, you know, having owned my own personal M car, which is an M2. Sounds really good. I'm gonna show you guys some downshifts here. a nice one. The pops are so nice. I hope it comes out on camera. You can even feel it in the car. Like when it does the pops, you can even feel like a little bit like a vibration in like the console, which is really cool. Kind of adds to that, you know, that sports car feel. Actually, let's go this way. Let's get all this traffic. So we're still in manual mode right now. Handles great. Just got to watch, make sure the Dragy doesn't fall out. Oh man. Wow, that torque is insane. I was literally shifting at like 5,000 RPM, just riding that wave of torque, and it's just pulling like hard, even at only 4,000 to 5,000 RPM. It goes all the way up to 7. Wow, 3,000. We're literally at 3,000 RPM. I dip into it and it flies. That is so fun. Okay, that explains why it left it in second gear when I did that takeoff, because there's so much torque down low that it can just kind of ride out that torque. The S58 is a little bit more of a top end engine, you know, mid-range and top end, so it's beneficial to be closer to redline in that car. Taking this turn here. The torque is just insane. Like, having a car that has a lot of torque is so satisfying because you don't feel like you have to beat the crap out of it just to like get going, which is so nice. Because, for example, not to compare this to a Mustang, but I had a 5.0 Mustang 10-speed, and that car, you're at anywhere below 4,500 RPM, that car is just a dog. Well, relative, that's a relative term, but compared to what the car is capable of doing, it feels like a dog when it's on the low end because it has to ring all the way out. But this car just has torque for days. Downshifts. Sounds so good. I'll try to get an exhaust clip in this video. Let's get some revs or something. All right, so we're getting ready to do our Dragy testing. Now, I want to let you guys know it's 6,000 feet DA, 2,500 feet elevation, and 100 degrees outside, 105 actually. So this is not going to be perfect, but hopefully it does a good time. My assumption, because I know what the car is capable of doing, it's capable of doing like a 10.9, but my assumption is with our conditions, I'll say it does, and we have 91 gas here in this part of Mexico. This is filmed in Mexico. I'll say it does a 11.3 at 125 miles an hour. That will be my guess. And if it does that time, I'll be very impressed. But that's my guess with our conditions. All right, so let's see. Let's say we're in drive. Let's say we're going 60. We just need to pass somebody. Whoa, okay. That is so nice. It like pulls hard and then it goes into the next gear and it keeps pulling. That is a good sensation. Now, I really want to experience an F90 M5, and this is the same powertrain underneath. Because the F90 M5 is another car that I'm thinking of in the future. Even if I just experience it for like 6 months, it's still a car that I kind of want to experience. Because I never had a V8 M car, and the V8 ones are pretty cool, as I'm finding out with this car here. All right, guys, here we go. Wish me luck. Let's see, is DSC off? Let's see if the launch control works. Whoa! That launch was incredible. It didn't spin at all. Literally dead hooked. Oh, yeah, that felt like a low 11. That felt like a low 11. Let's see what we did. And 105 degrees, 103. Okay, yep, just like what I thought. 1146 at 122.63. Okay, For the conditions, 6,000 feet DA, 100 degrees outside, that's pretty darn good. I know these cars are capable of doing like a 10.9 or even like, you know, super low 11 at like 100 and little upper 120s. But I will say this, these M cars are a little bit more susceptible to heat soak and stuff because, you know, of the hot V design on this engine. And my M2 performs like a champ out here in the heat. So this car does slow down a little bit in the heat, as you guys could tell, but that was still not bad. We'll do one more on the way back. We did a 9.5, 60 to 130. So that's like on par with what my M2 can do. But again, we're in 100 degrees. So that's why my M2 does so well, is because when other cars are out here suffering in these conditions, my M2 doesn't seem to get phased that much by it. If my M2 had all-wheel drive and could launch like that, my M2 would be able to be just as fast. But yeah, in the cold, oh my God, this car would pull so hard. I could only imagine, because it pulls hard in the heat. I can imagine like closer to sea level, maybe when it's cold outside, good DA. This car would probably move super fast. Car just wants to go. Oh, these V8s are fun. Let's reset our Dragy. Get on our launch control here. Oh, that pulled hard. Okay, so it felt really hard in the beginning, and then I can kind of tell that it's pulling timing a little bit. Like I can feel that it's like kind of dialing it back. And it's probably because of the really bad conditions, obviously. Still super fast and extremely impressive. Okay, we did a little quicker, 60 to 130 that time, 9.43. We did 11.3, just like what I thought, at 122.94. So yeah, it's pulling good. It's still faster than the M2, but barely. In the heat, that is, in the heat. But as far as like the quarter mile time and the 0 to 60 is incredible. 3.3 0 to 60, or if you count for 1 foot rollout, which is what the magazine testers do, 1 foot rollout puts you at 3.1 0 to 60. Wow. 3.1, guys. Just me doing it here, you know, no professional setup or anything like that. Super bad conditions, 91 gas. Yeah, this car moves, guys. Suspension, I know a lot of people complain about M suspension. It rides nice. Like, obviously it depends on what road you're on. If it's on a rough road, you'll feel it a little bit more, but it still rides nice. Like, I'd say it rides similar to my M2, and I don't really complain about my M2 having a hard ride. Yeah, I'd say it rides similar to the M2, honestly. Which is a good thing. The M2 rides good too. I took it on a trip to California, it rode great. It's a pretty good sounding V8. The N63 sounds a little bit better, it's a little bit deeper, but the S63 still sounds okay. And it sounds better than like the S58s, you know, the inline sixes, just because it is a V8. All right, guys, as promised, got to get you the exhaust clip. Well guys, that concludes our review of this M8 Competition. Really enjoyed this car. It was a lot of fun to drive. It performs very well. Obviously in cooler temps I think it'd do a lot better. Definitely love it. M cars are great. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.